One of Alex Jones' guests makes a stunning prediction that Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine will be assassinated and that Russia will be blamed in order for the elites of Europe to keep the Russia-Ukraine war going and stick it to Donald Trump as he tries to end this hyper-profitable war. I also want to go over the fact that there are likely congressional kickbacks happening. Kash Patel has been confirmed and much, much more. Let's go ahead and jump into today's news. So Alex Jones' team over at InfoWars has some exclusive information about the Russia-Ukraine war, something that we've all believed. But now we have members of Congress confirming that the Russia-Ukraine war is a massive money laundering scheme that will likely be investigated now that Kash Patel is in, as well as Attorney General Pam Bondi. The final pieces are coming together in order to start researching and investigating this. Let me go ahead and show that to you on screen, and then we will go ahead and react to that together. All right, here we go.
They've all been bought off. They've all sold out to a certain extent. And I think that that's why we're seeing a lot of this panic with Elon Musk and Doge. I mean, to me, and I don't know what you're seeing and hearing as far as just, let's say, lunchroom chatter is concerned, locker room talk. But to me, it's like a neutral observer sits here, not politically interested, but says, oh, this Trump administration is going in and finding a bunch of government fraud, waste, and abuse. Yeah, that's been going on for years. Oh, holy smokes, it's hundreds of billions of dollars. Oh, wow, this is a good thing. Who would cheer against this? What type of lunatic would support all the government waste, fraud, and abuse? The only rational conclusion I can land on, at least from the politicians, is they're in on it, Roger. They're in on it. They're in on the take. They're getting the kickbacks that Trump and Musk are talking about.
There's no question about it. But I've had Congressman Tim Burchett from Tennessee, great patriot, MAGA congressman. This guy's got a lot of guts. I've had him on both radio. I've had him on my Stone Zone show. He insists that we're about to learn, based on his sources, that almost every big name politician you can name, but those of both parties. So Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, Lindsey Graham. These people have foreign bank accounts brimming with millions of dollars. Zelensky, who got one of the great smackdowns of all time from Donald Trump on True Social. I mean, this is a classic. Biden was kissing his butt and sending him billions. Even he admits he can't tell where half of the money went. Well, I think we're going to find it went to American politicians, that they were getting a skim, keeping that skim offshore.
Owen Schroyer here, host of the
Okay, so we're about to find out who is getting the kickbacks. Lindsey Graham, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. For decades, these people have milked the taxpayer, abused the taxpayer. Now that we have AG Pam Bondi in, it's time to start some investigations. And as you know, yesterday, Trump nominee FBI Director Kash Patel was confirmed in a slim margin of 51 to 49 votes. So Kash Patel, who's been labeled a far-right conspiracy theorist, previously served as a public defender, Department of Justice terrorism prosecutor, Senior Director of Counterterrorism. He was also the guy that figured out that the Russia hoax was in fact a massive hoax. Now, despite his experience, the left pointed to how he previously questioned the COVID vaccine, which now RFK Jr. and Trump himself are saying, wait a minute, we were lied to. We didn't know how bad this was. We're about to ban it nationwide. They also hate that he questioned the 2020 election. They also hate that he was saying that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and General Mark Milley were behind the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6th. During his confirmation hearing, Kash Patel was forced to confront his beliefs, but masterfully took on the stupid Democrats that tried to embarrass and shame him on public television. The biggest one being whether he was a leader or even a follower of QAnon, a group that believes satanic elites control the U.S. government and that Trump is their white savior that will come in and make everything right. Now, he says, of course, I have nothing to do with QAnon. Now, I believe, based on Kash Patel barely getting confirmed, and all previous FBI directors getting 97 or 98 of the 100 votes. The Democrats are terrified of Kash Patel. Now, let me know in the comments, do you agree with this? Do you think that they are absolutely terrified of Kash Patel? I do. Now, unfortunately, while this sounds outlandish, it's likely true about the elites in Washington, D.C. Evidence of this we can see points directly to Jeffrey Epstein, somebody who was jailed with absolutely no victims and absolutely no witnesses and no other co-conspirators. Isn't that weird? And Ghislaine Maxwell, the only person put in jail for trafficking with nobody else involved? Like, come on. We're all too smart for this. Now, while the Biden administration failed to release damning information as they covered for the deep state, we all know that many members of Congress, as well as millionaires, billionaires, and Hollywood elites, they are all connected to P. Diddy, and they're all connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, conservative news host Benny Johnson recently had a chance to interview Trump's Attorney General, Pam Bondi, on the matter and asked if they'll be releasing the Epstein files. In response, Pam Bondi stated, "I was just briefed on this topic. There's a lot of documents, lots and lots of documents. So stay tuned. We are keeping this promise." So Kash Patel, AG Pam Bondi, they've both promised to release this information. They've both promised to help clean up the Washington, D.C. swamp. They just need time, and I will continue to keep you guys updated on what's really going on. Now, unfortunately, Pam Bondi couldn't speak to the content of the documents, but she has confirmed their existence and has declared that Trump will make good on his promise to uncover this evil. Now, this is a major update. As if Biden was in office, I doubt these documents would have ever seen the light of day. But with Trump and his Marvel superstar team, I believe all of this is about to come out. All right, now remember when that kid killed the CEO of UnitedHealth in public? Well, he's still on trial and will likely go to jail for the rest of his life. However, in some big breaking news, AG Pam Bondi has suddenly opened an investigation to review UnitedHealth, their billing practices. She says that they want to better understand the way that they interact with patients, the way that they take advantage of Medicare. Now, billionaire Bill Ackman, who was recently red-pilled, said this on Twitter: "When a company, in this case UnitedHealth, attacks its critics, the probability that it has committed fraud or is guilty of a crime increases substantially. This morning, the DOJ announced an investigation into UnitedHealthcare's Medicare billing practice. The DOJ doesn't just do this." So likely we are about to see the books of UnitedHealthcare opened. And as Bill Ackman said, they wouldn't open this if they didn't already believe that they had massive amounts of fraud when it comes to Medicare billing and the way that they treat patients. Now, more and more Democrats are having their eyes open to the goodness of Donald J. Trump and the evilness of the Democrat Party. Let me show you a video from a young gay Democrat who has since switched parties. He had some really interesting insight, and so I want to show that to you now. Let me just go ahead and bring that up, and then I want to share this with you guys. Here we go. Let me get myself out of the way and play.
As someone who used to despise Trump, as a former Democrat and a gay person, I used to think Trump was like one of the worst people on earth, if not the worst person on earth. But I can assure you that it's in your best interest, if you still hate the guy, to consider that maybe you've been misled. Maybe there's a reason why so many Black, Latino, Asian, gay people support the guy. Why so many former Democrats like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK have moved over to the Trump camp. Maybe he's not this racist, homophobic, right-wing extremist. Maybe he's actually a pretty moderate guy with a unifying common sense set of beliefs. It feels like a lot of people don't actually want the country to unite because it would involve admitting that they were wrong about Trump. But I can assure you, as a former Democrat, that admitting you were wrong is not going to be this terrible process, because the MAGA movement, believe it or not, is very accepting. It's very friendly. They will welcome you with open arms. It's in your best interest to at least consider, because we'll be celebrating. You're welcome to join us, or you're welcome to continue being in a state of negative existential crisis level delusion.
Wow. So I felt like he summed that up really, really well. Like, you guys are bitter. You are not doing anything for your people. And you lied to us so much that many of us are now realizing, like, wait a minute, this guy is not the evil guy that we thought he was. And he's actually doing a lot of things through MAGA that are good for the average American, right? I mean, many Democrats are even saying Donald Trump is behaving like the best version of Bill Clinton. So he's basically a 1990s Democrat. He's not a warmonger. He's anti-war. He's pro-family. He's pro-business. He's pro-economy. So anyway, it's so reassuring to see so many people having their eyes open. Like this guy said, why are so many gays supporting Trump? Why are so many Latinos? Why are so many Asian? Why are so many Black Americans supporting Trump? And it's because they genuinely believe that he's going to do what's best for them. Now, listen to this. This is huge. I've been telling you about the Fort Knox situation. Just days after Elon Musk called for an inspection of Fort Knox to see if the gold is really there, President Trump confirmed that not only are they going to find out, but he is personally going. He said, I'm actually going on this one. All my life, I've heard about Fort Knox. That's where the gold is kept. We're getting a little bit shaky. We're getting the yips on this stuff. Like, I want to find out. We're going to open the doors. I'm going to see if the gold is there. Did anybody steal the gold from Fort Knox? So Trump is so interested in this story. I was even telling my own family yesterday, like, I've wondered whether the gold was really in Fort Knox almost my entire life. And I'm in my 40s. Trump is saying my whole life I've heard about this. We want to go see if the gold is really there. All right. Do you think that they should live stream that? Like, I want to be a part of that. I want a camera right behind Donald Trump and Elon Musk, right between the two, these powerhouse billionaires making America great. And by the way, these are some of the richest people in the world, and they're literally working for free to make America better for guys like you and me, for families like you and me, for women like you and my wife, right? Like, these are our people. Now, while we wait for the answer, Elon Musk is back in the headlines for being controversial. During CPAC, Elon Musk boasted of his recent role in cutting funding by holding a chainsaw on stage. Musk claimed this is the chainsaw for bureaucracy, as the Doge website displayed over $55 billion in reported saving thus far. Now, what most people don't know is that Javier Milei of Argentina, who is called the Trump of the tropics, he actually gave that to Elon Musk the day of CPAC as a gift to help him cut through all of the corruption and the fraud on behalf of the American people. Now, as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' time as governor comes to an end because of term limits, President Trump has endorsed House Representative Byron Donalds for this position. I love Byron Donalds. He is such a patriot. Now, the endorsement doesn't shock me because President Trump has been a longtime supporter of Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds traveled to nearly every single rally that Trump did. Trump stated, as governor, Byron would have a big voice and would work closely with me to advance our America First agenda. He will fight tirelessly to secure our border, stop migrant crime, strengthen our military, protect our veterans, restore our economic power, and advance American energy dominance. And as always, defend the Second Amendment. All right, in some international news, shortly after Ukrainian President Zelensky bashed Trump for being gullible to Russian propaganda, he has seemingly backtracked on his tone. This change of heart came after a meeting with members of the Trump administration, after which Zelensky stated, "I had a productive meeting with Special Envoy Kellogg, a good discussion with many important details. I am grateful to the United States for all the assistance and bipartisan support for Ukraine and the Ukrainian people." Hello, you were bad-mouthing us, demanding more money out of us, saying that Donald Trump was a piece of crap. You blocked Truth Social from being a platform in Ukraine. You blocked elections. You have a 4% approval rating. Like, come on, dude. We see through you. Now, needless to say, President Trump wasn't happy that Zelensky made him out to be some kind of Vladimir Putin puppet, which caused Trump to call out Zelensky as a dictator. And Elon Musk said, dude, you killed an American journalist. You're human garbage. This was probably the dumbest move Zelensky has made with the United States thus far. Giving President Trump the proverbial middle finger? Come on. Now, Alex Jones had a special guest on his show. This is a man by the name of Alexander Dugin. And Alexander Dugin is a friend of Vladimir Putin. And remember, Zelensky tried to assassinate this man, but accidentally ended up assassinating his daughter, who Vladimir Putin absolutely loved. Now, this is a really fascinating hour-long interview. I'm not even going to show you this clip because this video is getting longer than I want. But during this video clip, Dugin tells Alex Jones that there are whisperings that Volodymyr Zelensky will be assassinated and that they will try to blame it on Russia. Why would they do this? Because the elites in Europe want this war to continue. The elites in Europe are desperate to keep money flowing. Remember, it's not to end endless wars, it's to profit from endless wars. This is what we have learned, is that this whole thing is all about the money. Now, as far as Israel goes, their ambassador to the United States, a man by the name of Gilad Erdan, has completely sided with Trump's position to take control of Gaza. He stated, even in Nazi Germany, there were Germans who saved Jews. Not a single Gazan has helped our hostages. Many, many innocent Gazans took part in the kidnapping and murder, and many, many came out today and on October 7th celebrated the return of Jewish babies in coffins. Hamas must be eradicated fully. Gaza must be denazified and demilitarized. President Trump's vision must be realized. We cannot live side by side with Hamas and their collaborators. Now, to give some context to what's going on here, Hamas agreed to return even more hostages. What wasn't fully known was that almost all of them were dead. So they held a parade mocking their bodies, bouncing them around, screaming while raising guns in the air. They were basically doing an open display. It became like a military march versus a funeral procession. But basically, all the hostages that they gave back were dead. And so anyway, this war is just going to continue to be ugly. But even though I don't like covering it, I do like giving you guys the truth on what's really going on. All right, that's my update for today. The next time you see me, I will be back in my office. Thank you guys for supporting me while I traveled for work and family. I love you. Please, if you could, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 2 million amazing truth seekers. I love you. Stay amazing, and I will see you